Hello all and welcome to the latest Craftmania Sunday Showcase. I'm Jamie and I'm going to be your host today as I take you for a really jam-packed video. Today we have 10 brand new dies for you, which I'm not going to be able to infuse enough on this. They are such good value. I simply can't actually believe we can afford to sell these to you at such a ridiculous price. So I promise you they're going to be really, really good and really interesting. We also have a couple of mega bundles for you, so we'll chat about them when we get there. And we also have an essentials pack this week for you as well, giving you all the bits in it you're going to need to use to create the cards I have. We're also going to take you through 15 different projects and give you a little bit of an explanation on how I've created them and the products I've used to do so. So if you do end up with some of these products, you're going to be able to create the cards I have if you wish to. Now this week, not only do we have these really good value products for you and our offers as well, on top of that, for every stamp or die you purchase, we're going to give you a free raffle ticket. The raffle will be drawn on next week's video, so you'll have to tune in then to see who's won. But everybody who buys a stamp or a die from this week's showcase will get a free raffle ticket, and the winner will receive £50 worth of Craftmania Gift Vouchers. Now you can spend them either in one of our stores or on our website, so it doesn't matter where in the world you live. We have an awful lot of international shoppers now, so don't think you're going to be cut out of this just because you don't live in the country. This is literally open worldwide. So for every stamp and die you buy, you'll get your free raffle ticket. When we look at things like the bundles, where you're going to be getting 10s and 14s of products, that means you'll actually get 14 or 10 raffle tickets depending on the bundle you purchase. But we'll chat about that a little bit more when we get there. Now, if you're new to our videos, every product I'm going to show you will have a code on it. If you wish to order via phone to one of our stores during our opening hours, or if you wish to text us 24/7, or of course if you wish to order on one of our social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Twitter or Facebook, then if you could tell us this code, we'll know the item that you're on about and we can either have it held or posted to you accordingly. If you wish to order them on our website, whether that be for in-store click and collect or sent to you anywhere in the world, all of the products are pictured clearly so you don't have to worry about the codes. So it's just if you wish to order it in the ways I mentioned earlier. So with that in mind, let's have a little look through our collections and show you the really good, exciting goodies that we've got for you this week. So the first one we're looking at is Code Die 1. This is your Christmas text set. Now I truly can't believe that we're bringing this to you for only £2.99. What you're actually going to be getting in here is 2 dies. We have Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas. Now I promise you these are really good dies to work with. Just because they're good value doesn't mean they're awkward to use or they don't cut. They cut like an absolute dream. And size wise, as you can see, they're quite a nice size. So you're going to be able to use these on the inside of your card, on the outside of your card. If you wanted to do gift tags for Christmas or maybe place settings, things like that, Christmas crackers, they really could be lovely decorations for all sorts of festive things. So that is die number 1, £2.99. Die number 2 is our Holly Edgeable. This one is only £3.49. Now I know I'm going to go on about price quite a lot today, but Edgeables tend to be about £9–10. So when you're looking at an Edgeable like this for only £3.49, when I say I can't believe how cheap these are, I'm really being honest. I don't know how we are bringing these to you at this price. It's just silly. An Edgeable, if you haven't come across these before, an Edgeable means it will stay in your card. So we have a blade that runs across the top here that's going to do that nice cut out part for you across there. But on this side, down here, there isn't a blade. So it will actually stay on your card. So if you wish to do it on the spine of your card, so it pops out, it'll pop out from the bit on the back, you can do. So obviously you can use it on the edge or on the top of your card. Or it means that you could take 2 of these and cut one that way and one that way to make a nice panel instead if you wanted to. Or of course you can just take a pair of scissors and snip it off of here if you want to and add it on anywhere on your card you wish. There's so many options with an Edgeable. They're one of my favourite styles of dies. That one again was Code Die number 2, only £3.49. On to your next one. This one is die number 3. Sorry, nearly got carried away there. Die number 3. This is your Snowflake border set. This one's only £4.49. And in this set, you're going to actually get 3 dies. We've got quite a large snowflake, a very small snowflake, and then this really nice tied together border. The border obviously means that we've got lots of options we can do with that. On a couple of my cards today, I've actually cut it down the middle to turn it into a slightly thinner border as well. So lots and lots of ways we can use that one. But again, really good value. All 3 of them for only £4.49. That is die number 3. On to die number 4. Die number 4 is our present set. Now this is a really nice big die. As you can see, it really is quite a nice size. You can of course just cut it and use it as it is, how I have on some of my projects today, or it's one of them dies that we can really cut it about if you want to. So down here I've already set this up. I've actually cut the present out on its own, so you could just use just the big present if you wanted to. Or with a bit of clever snipping, you can also take the presents off of the side and use them as separates. Now this of course means we could build these up into more of a scene or use them on different size projects. Really lots of options. We can also take a pair of scissors and just cut out the snowflake in the middle of the present and use that as a completely separate die again. Because of this, it's only joined on by 4 points. So if you do want to take that out and use it, you can. That's a really lovely one. That is of course die number 4, presents, and it's only £5.49. On to die number 5. Now this again, really good value. This is die number 5. It's our holly frame. In here you're actually going to get 4 different dies. I've hooked out 3 of them to show you. These are really, the big one is a really nice big size if you think of it in comparison to my hand. It's a really lovely big holly edged circle. The middle here is actually solid. There isn't a blade that runs around here. So if you wish to cut it out and use it to stamp onto or layer decoupages on or anything like that, you could do. You could build some lovely sings. You can also use this actually as a card blank, which I'm going to get to show you shortly. We've also got a really nice holly just wreath in this one. This one does have a blade in the middle and on the outside, so it will come out as a separate wreath. And then we have this really nice little scalloped one as well, which is just great for adding your sentiments onto for the insert or the outside of your card if you wanted to. And then in the very middle, we also have a nice little holly part as well, like a little medallion bit, which you could use. I haven't got that one out to show you, but it's a really nice little card as well. I've also set up a little scene down here, just showing you how you could use the outside wreath to make up little scenes, possibly adding a bit of text or maybe a reindeer, and you could really make a nice little scene up just using that one. The trees, by the way, you're going to get to see them in a minute. That's another one of our new dies today. But before we move on, this one was die number 5. It's our holly frame, and it's £7.99. Moving on to our next one. This one is die number 6, and this is your foliage set. It's only £7.49, and in this set you're going to get 3 different dies. We've got a really nice branch, a really lovely ivy panel, and then a really nice holly part as well. One of the bits I like with these is you can really cut them about a bit. So if you don't want to use them as quite such large elements, you don't have to. You can trim them and prune them a bit to make them more corners and borders and bits. But I actually really like these, especially when we look at some of the poinsettia dies we've bought you on previous showcases. These go in really well with them, and you're going to get to see a lot of them on my cards. So that was your foliage set, die number 6, £7.49. Die number 7 is a really big snowflake. Now again, talking to you about value, we actually do a snowflake that's a very similar size to this, certainly not as intricate, a bit bolder in its design, and that one's £8.99. So when we're looking at this one at only £4.49, it's literally half the price. It's silly money, and it's a really good die to work with. Again, it's very intricate and they cut really easily. Now, being a snowflake, one of the bits I always love talking about with snowflakes is because they're symmetrical, there's quite a lot we can do with them other than just leave them as a flat die cut. So I've just taken 2 here, folded them in half and stuck them in the middle. It means, of course, you could add in as many levels as you want to. You could even add in a string, so if you wanted to turn them into Christmas tree baubles or hang them in the middle of an aperture, you could do. Or you could actually put them in the centre of your card so they open and close as a little pop-up element in the middle if you wish to. So they're just different ways that you can use them. They're also quite good because it's quite a big snowflake. If you wanted to, you could just cut parts out of them to use as corners or borders as well. It doesn't have to stay as one item. So that is die number 7. That's your large snowflake, £4.49. On to die number 8. Now this one, warning here, we have actually bought up all of the stock our supplier currently has on this one, and it isn't a lot at all. So if you like the look of this one, get it while we've got it. That also applies when you're looking at the bundles. When this one's sold out, so will the bundles be. So please don't hang about. If you like the look of this one, really do get it quickly. Sadly, with our suppliers, sometimes when these go out of stock, we literally can wait months upon months for them to come back in stock. So if you like it, please don't hang about. This is die number 8. It is your hanging baubles. It's only £4.49, and as you can see, it's a really big die and really intricate and really pretty. And again, it means that we can cut it about in quite a few ways to use different elements from it if you don't want to use it all as one die. But honestly, it's beautiful. I can see why they've sold out of them so quickly. So again, get that one while we've got it. Die number 8, Hanging Bauble, £4.49. The next one is die number 9. Now this is your scene set. It's only £6.99, and in here we're going to get 3 reindeers, 2 trees and a fence, which again for £6.99, silly money. These are some of them out of their packet, just to give you an idea on sizes and dimensions, but they're brilliant. They really are lovely. So many scenes and bits we can build up with these. Now I wanted to show you this card from last week. If you're a regular on our Sunday Showcase views, you will have seen this one on last week. We were looking at Crackle texture paste, and we were using it with the birch tree stencil on last week's video. If you haven't seen that video, I urge you to go and have a little look at it. The Crackle texture paste was so much fun to work with, and so many of these products sold out overnight because it was such a popular video. But I wanted to show you this card for a couple of reasons. One of them being that the reindeers you're actually going to get in your die number 9 set would be even better to feed into these trees than I have with the ones here. What you can see here is I've actually slit into my trees under my stencil and added the little reindeers into it underneath the actual tree parts. So given you that this set, the one you're looking at, die number 9, has got 3 different sizes of reindeers, your fence and your trees, you could really build up a really lovely scene in front of this stencil if you wanted to, or it certainly gives you ideas of how you could build a scene with them if you wish to. This card is actually one that's coming up in one of our lessons. So if you do attend our lessons or would like to attend our lessons, it will be done in our Lowestoft store shortly, and then it will be repeated in our Great Yarmouth store a few weeks later. If you check out the events section on our Facebook page, you'll get to see the upcoming dates that have already been announced for this card, if you do wish to come along and have a go. So that was your die number 9. It is £6.99, and it will give you the trees, the reindeers and the fence. Now I think I possibly saved the best one for last. So I'm really impressed with this set. This is die number 10. It's your fireplace scene set. It's £8.99, and again I just can't get over how much you're going to get for your £8.99. In this set, not only do we have our fireplace, we have our little grid to put our fire into, or logs, so they've give you the fire to go in there as well. We've got a nice little candle set to go on the top of our fireplace. We've got little presents that we can stack around in front of it, a bow to jazz it up a bit, a really nice little cute cat, a Christmas tree, a mantelpiece clock, a little stocking, some nice little foliage garland bit to dress up your fireplace with and hang your stockings from. We've then got a little log and your fireplace tools as well. So you're really getting an awful lot of dies there for just £8.99. And the good bit with them is you don't have to use them just with the fireplace. Something like the little stocking could be quite nice dangled off of a bigger Christmas tree die. The little Christmas tree die itself is quite a nice little decoration to add on to several other bits. The cat could come in all year round, so could the bow and the present. And the little garland bit is a really nice border to use on your cards as well. So you don't have to look at this just as a fireplace set. It really is just a fun set to have and work with. This is die number 10. It's only £8.99. Now, if I haven't already bamboozled you enough, and you're already sort of trying to work out which ones you want and which ones you don't, why not have them all? I know it's such an easy choice to just pick all of them, and nobody could blame you. They're such a lovely set. So because of that, we have a bundle for you. Now this is Mega Bundle Dies. It's actually worth £56.60p, but because you're buying all 10, we've put a bit of a special offer on, so we'll sell them to you for just £50, which of course works out on an average of just £5 a die. Now again, when you're looking at all of these and thinking of what we'd be paying if we were buying them from other brands or other places, you're really getting an incredible offer here for just £50. And of course, you're going to get 10 raffle tickets to join in with our free raffle on next week's video to win you £50 worth of vouchers. So you might even win back what it's cost you. Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Now, as I said at the beginning, we also have some stamps for you this week as well, and these are really lovely stamps. I'm actually amazed we've got these for you this week. They were literally launched in the middle of this week, and we really had to pull a few strings to get them here for today for you. So I don't think you're going to have seen these anywhere else just yet, and they really are a treat. We have 4 designs, and they're really nice panel style stamps. The bit I love about stamps like this is it looks like we've done an awful lot of work with stamping in different elements and objects, where in truth all we've had to do is just stamp one image. So the first one you're looking at is stamp number 11. This is Christmas Eve, and it is £5.99. Now I'm sure you can see, but you've got the word in Christmas Eve. You've got a nice little fireplace and the kids hanging some decorations and bits on there. And then we've got some really nice foliage going around the outside of it as well. Now, one of the good bits of this set is because of the stamps and the dies have been designed by the same people, when you do look at the foliage, it's going to match in with the foliage of the dies. So if you do wish to layer your stamps up with the foliage, it will look really professional and really like you've layered and dimensionized it all yourself, where really it's just being clever and using things from the same company and designer. On to your next one. This is stamp number 12. This one is Christmas tree. So this time we've gone from a landscape oval to a portrait oval, and we've got a nice big Christmas tree in here. Some really nice script work in the background, and again your foliage around the edge of it. I just think that was beautiful. That one again is stamp number 12, Christmas tree, $5.99. On to stamp number 13. This is your Christmas Rudolph. He is again $5.99, and once again he's a really lovely panel. I love the fact with the circle here that if you wanted to, you could quite easily cut the circle out once you've stamped it and actually have that as an opening instead, so you could put all manner of things behind there or in that aperture if you preferred. Or of course you could just take a knife and really detailed cut out our little Rudolph instead and have his head appear floating in that window instead if you wanted to. Or of course you can just stamp it and leave it as is. It's beautiful whatever you do with it. That one is stamp number 13, Christmas Rudolph, $5.99. On to our last stamp. This is stamp number 14. It's our Christmas bells. Now this one again is really lovely. We've gone for a rectangle this time. We've got some really lovely bells, really nice foliage again, the word Merry Christmas down the bottom here, and then a really nice music style background to it. Really, really Christmassy. I do love traditional Christmas, and these stamps to me are just, oh, they're just Moorish. That one is stamp number 14, Christmas bells, $5.99. Now, if you'd like an offer on your stamps, we of course have that for you as well. So this is your mega bundle stamps. It's going to get you all 4 of the stamps you've just looked at. These are a recommended retail price of £23.97, but they're yours for just £20. Now again, that means you're going to get 4 raffle tickets to go in for next week's draw if you wish to purchase that mega bundle. Now, if you're thinking, what do I pick? Do I have the dies? Do I have the stamps? How am I going to do this? Do I have both of them? The answer is simply yes. You need all of it. So for that, we have another offer for you. So this time it's Mega Bundle All. Its recommended retail price on this set is £80.87, and we've taken even more money off of this one, so you've got even more of a little treat on this. This one is just £66.99, and that will get you all 10 dies and all 4 stamps. Of course, meaning you're going to get 14 raffle tickets for next week's free draw. Now, with all of this in mind, we need an essentials pack, don't we? So if you're new to our videos, every week we bring you an essentials pack using all of the bits I've used to make my cards, or some of the bits I've used to make my cards, I should say, in the hope that if you wish to, you can recreate the cards I've been doing. If you ever wish to do a card that I've done and I haven't explained it in enough detail for you, which is very, very possible, because I do ramble, please don't hesitate to get in contact and ask me. I will always try my best to help you, whether that be over the phone or over the internet, whatever it needs to be, or of course in store. If I can help you out and put you in the right direction, I certainly will do. Our essential packs are a really great place to start though, because as I say, we do try and give you all of the little components and bits I've been working with to create my cards. If you do like them, it might be a good place for you to start. Now with your essential packs, we actually take a third off the recommended retail price of them as well. So this set is actually worth £21.88, but it's yours for just £14. You're saving over a third this week, and it's quite an incredible saving, and you're going to get a lot in here for your money. So let's have a quick run through it. You are going to get 4 of your blue A4 card. Now all of this card is really good. It's strong enough to make your card blanks out of. It's also good for making boxes out of, but it's not too thick, so if you want to use it with your dies, it will cut like a dream. The blue, of course, is really good for them snowflakes, along with many others, but it's a really lovely shade of blue. You're also going to get 4 burgundy card, 4 black card, 4 green card, 4 brown card. And then on top of that, we're going to give you 3 sheets of, oh, this is so Moorish, a non-shed glitter card. It's beautiful. It's quite a nice weight. It's really good for die cutting. It's great for layering. You can also colour it if you wish to using alcohol markers. You can stamp on it using stays on. It really is lovely. It's such a thin glitter card, and with the no shed element, it's just a really lovely one to work with. You're also going to get a packet of 100 self-adhesive silver gems and a packet of 100 gold self-adhesive gems. On top of that, we're going to give you some ribbon. So you've got ½ metre of a nice tartan, ½ metre of this really lovely wired edge sheer ribbon with a gold thread through the middle of it. You're also going to get 1 metre of a sheer ribbon with a silver dots on it, which I just love this. It just reminds me of snow. So when we're looking at Christmas, this is a really good ribbon to be using. And you're also going to get a metre of this one, which I love too. This is a bit like a Hessian star ribbon with a nice red edge to it. Again, makes really pretty bows and goes in quite nicely with a vintage effect from your stamps. Paper wise, we're going to give you a few sheets of A4. So to start off, you're going to get 2 sheets of this one. These are a really nice glossy A4 paper. Again, you could die cut with them if you wanted to, or great for layering. You're also going to get 2 of our light tartan ones. Again, go really well with the vintage stamps. You're also going to get 2 of the damask pattern ones. And then we're also going to give you a 12 by 12 as well. Now this is a designer 12 by 12 and it's quite a nice one this because it's open, so we can colour it if you want to. You could glitter it if you wish to. You could paint it in, watercolours, whatever you wish. On the other side, if you don't want to do that, it's just a nice floorboard effect, which again goes in really well for the vintage effect of your stamps. Then on to your other little embellishments. We have a really nice packet of gold borders for you. Now these actually lift off on a clear strip so that they will just stick on all in one go. They're really lovely to jazz up your cards with. And the actual gold bit's slightly embossed on the top of it, so they give you a really quality effect. I quite like the fact with this one as well that you get 2 lines of the fin borders. So if you want more to create borders around your cards than that, you've got enough in there to do so. We're also going to give you a sheet of silver line peel-offs. Now, I don't know how well you're going to see this, but there's actually 4 different designs of really thin lines on here. And not only can you use them in a straight line, they're really good if you want to go around in circles or around your apertures. They really will stay on and bend with you, so you can do that. We're also going to give you a sheet of silver glitter poinsettia peel-offs. Now these are really good because not only can you just peel them off and stick them on, if you wish to turn them into more of a 3D element, because of they're symmetrical, you can actually pick them off and stick them back to back and they'll make a freestanding element for you. If you don't want to do that, we actually have a top tip video on YouTube showing you how you could peel them off or put glitter or talcum powder or something like that on the back of them, which will cover the sticky and will then make them into a freestanding embellishment. So if you do wish to foam pad them onto bits, you don't have to worry about the sticky areas getting stuck on your card and damaging it or holding them in places you don't want to. And then lastly, in this pack, you're also going to receive a packet of gems. Oh, 2 things. Sorry, I've missed another goodie. I'll have to get to that. But you're going to get a packet of gems in this one. Now, these are really beautiful. I don't know how we're going to see these either. I apologise, but they're really lovely, like multifaceted gems. They make perfect centres for flowers. You can, of course, colour them with alcohol pens or inks, so you can jazz them up a bit more as well. But they're beautiful. Really, really sparkling. Really, really just, oh, Moorish. You're also going to get a packet of paper. Now, this is a bit weird. You might think I've gone bonkers, but you're going to get a packet of photo inkjet paper. You get 20 sheets in here. Now, it's normally $1.99, but you don't have to worry about the price because you're going to get it in your essentials pack. But 20 sheets, and it's just perfect to stamp on. You can also die cut it as well. You can colour it with alcohol markers and bits like that as well. But it's just beautiful. It really is a nice paper to stamp on, and you don't have to have expensive inks to do that with either. I've been stamping on mine today just using Memento ink, and I've been using distress inks over the top of it with distressing and painting. So we'll have a little look at the samples shortly to show you more about them, but they're a really good pack of paper to play about with, and I think you're going to enjoy using them. So that's your essential pack this week. Should be £21.88p, but it's only £14. Now, if you wish to buy everything that I've just shown you, and who could blame you, it's a lovely, lovely week to get in and buy it all. We have an ultimate bundle for you. Now, there's no more of a saving on this one, but it is an easier way for you to order it, whether you're doing that by phone or YouTube or Facebook, or if you just wish to click one button online instead of adding in all the extra bits you can do. But it basically means that you're going to get all 10 all 10 dies, all 4 stamps and your essentials pack in one package. It should be £102.49p, but as bought in our ultimate bundle, it's only £80.99p. And of course, this means also you're going to get 14 raffle tickets for next week's free draw to win your £50 worth of vouchers. So again, lots of options on that one too. So if you do wish for that one, as I say, all you have to let us know is that you want the ultimate bundle, or just order the one item on the website. Now, let's show you the items I've actually created, the projects I've made with all of these items, because there's just so much I could have done today. It's actually hard work trying to fit in all of this lot into just such a few cards. There's just so many ideas I could have done and bits I could show you. So on this one, we'll start off here. This is using our really lovely stamp 14, which is the bells one. Now, all I've done on this is just heat emboss it in gold, so it's a little bit raised. Now, of course, you could paint this in if you wanted to, but I actually quite liked it just left as a white and gold card. We also have die number 3, which is our Snowflake border set, which is only £4.49. And of course, I've just used the border element of this. I've put a piece of acetate on the back of it, so I could actually curve it and make it into my shape dome. Now, of course, this does mean you'd have to put this one in a box, but it is quite resilient because it's acetate. So if you did get it a bit knocked about, it wouldn't be the end of the world either. But I just quite like making these little domed parts on cards. Of course, you don't have to. You could use the border flat if you prefer. On to my next card. Now, this one we have gone for an 8x8 card. On here we have got the same die again, so we've got the Snowflake border die, but this time I've actually cut it in half right the way down the middle, so that I only had to do 2 cuts to make this card, and I've just tucked them underneath one of my layers and attached it with some double-sided tape to hold it in place. On the middle here we have stamp number 13, which is our Rudolph, which is £5.99, and this time I've heat embossed him in silver on silver mirror card, which isn't something I've done before, but I quite like that. It sort of looks like it's been embossed for an embossing folder instead of heat embossed. And then of course you're seeing on here that you've got your peel-offs and your silver glitter card, obviously, which is in your essentials pack or your ultimate bundle if you wish to purchase those. But quite an easy card to do, quite simple, but hopefully you'll agree quite effective. On to my next one. Now, this one is what they call a pyramid card. Now, if you haven't seen it already, we do a homework challenge every week on Facebook. We actually have a homework group, and every Friday I set you a different project to do, and you have 1 week to complete it. It's really friendly. It's nothing too harsh. We don't grade you and tell you that you've done really terrible. It's not that anybody could. It's whatever level you work at, you can enter your card. All we ask is you follow a basic design brief. I'll let you check out this week so you can see more about it. But basically we give you 2 tiers. You have a set of design brief options to get yourself an A. And then if you wish to, you can take part in the bonus elements. And if you do those 2, you'll get an A star. It's just a really friendly group where people can share ideas and you can see how different people use the same idea to create different effects. And your pyramid card, the actual card blank I've used for this, is one that on this week's homework I actually show you how to make. So if you want to know how to do it, even if you don't want to take part in the homework, pop onto that page and you can have a little review of that video and I'll explain to you how you can make these in any size you want to. It's really, really easy. But for this one, I've just stuck with some blue and silver card and a bit of white on top, and I've decorated it around it using a lot of my large snowflakes, which of course is die number 7. The large ones, to give you a size comparison, starts off down here. That one's $4.49 for die number 7. And then lots of the little snowflakes out of the Snowflake border set, which is die number 3. And that one is only $4.49. Sorry, yeah, $4.49. And in the middle here, we also have the part out of the holly frame, which is $7.99. That's just the middle part of that, and that's die number 5. But as I said to you earlier, that really nice scallop bit is perfect for just stamping your sentiments on or your verses on. And of course, although it's part of a Christmas set, you could use it all year round. It's just a really cute little die. And your ribbon, of course, is one that is in your essential packs. On to project number 4. Now this one, what have we got going on here? This is our fireplace one, isn't it? It's beautiful, isn't it? Not necessarily my work, but the die itself. I've kept mine very simple, not very complicated at all. I just wanted to show you how you could layer some of these elements onto here. But of course, you get so many dies in that set. There's so many options of how you could layer this one up if you wanted to. Now the fireplace set is number 10, and it is only $8.99. On here as well, we have the tree in the corner here, which is off of die set number 9. That's our scene set, which is $6.99. And of course, under my hand here, we have the holly edge, which is die number 2, which is only £3.49. Now on this one, I've actually just cut that out and attached it to the back of my card. Now, of course, you could have hid it under one of the layers if you want to, or you could, of course, put a piece of card or a ribbon over the back of it to cover the join. Or, of course, like I showed you earlier, you could actually cut it out as an edgeable on the spine of the card if you wanted to. Again, the gems in this one is gems that you're going to be getting in your essentials pack. On to our next one. Now on this one we've got a whole host of bits for you. We're starting off at the top here with the same holly edger, which is die number 2, $3.49. We then have the holly frame going around in the background here, just used as one of our layers. Now that one again is die number 5 and it's $7.99. Foliage, we've got lots of bits of our foliage going on around this one. So we've got the big holly bit here, we've got the ivy bit coming out of here, then we've got that nice little branch, and then under here I've also tucked in a little part of the holly. I've just cut the top part off of that to actually add in under my poinsettia. The foliage set, of course, is die number 6 and it's $7.49. The stamp is, of course, our lovely, lovely Rudolph. He is stamp number 13 and he's $5.99. Now, this is the first time I'm getting to show you that photo paper that I've actually stamped on. So I've stamped on it using black Memento ink. I've painted in all of the elements using distress inks and just a paintbrush or a water brush, and then I've actually distressed over the top of it using tea dye to just tone it down slightly. But you can just see that really nice shiny effect that you're going to get with that. Also worth mentioning is our little poinsettia die. This is one you're going to see on the website or in store. It's not one that's in this week's showcase, but it is available. It's only $7.49 and it's a really lovely little poinsettia to use with your foliage sets. And then on to our next card. So this time we've got a whole host on this one for you too. On the top we of course have our die number 2, holly edgeable, £3.49. We've got lots of the foliage again dotted around under our poinsettias, which is die number 6, $7.49. And then this time you're actually getting to see our Happy Christmas die. So again you get to see a bit of a proportion on this one. It really is a lovely die, a nice size to work with, perfect for the front of your cards. And of course not only are you getting Happy Christmas, you're also getting Merry Christmas in that set. So you get both of them for just $2.99 and that is die number 1. It's also worth mentioning, you might be able to see this, I've layered my die actually underneath it on some brown funky foam. I quite like it when my sentiments have a bit of dimension, but I don't really like cutting them out multiple times and gluing them together over and over again with different layers of cardstock. And I hate trying to put little foam pads on the back of them and snipping them down and seeing them from underneath the letters. So foam is a really good way to go. In this pack you actually get 40 sheets of it. It should be $5.99, but we have it on offer at the moment for only $4.99. And you can see in here you've got quite a few shades, so you can really tone them into anything you're doing, not only Christmas. I've used one of the brown parts from this area of the pack, but you can also colour funky foam as well. And you can ink on it, you can stamp on it. So much you can do with funky foam. But if you haven't thought of doing your die cutting with it before, it really is brilliant, especially if you do want to add some dimension. It's not always one of the things you're going to see, but it will certainly help you out and make it easier to make really nice cards. So it's a good little product to have in your stash. Oh, and we stamp again. This one we've got our stamp number 12 Christmas tree this time, $5.99 again, done on my photo paper once more and painted in again with distress inks and then just gone over the top with tea dye. Of course this tree could be glittered, you could add little baubles to it if you wanted to, you could really dress it up a bit more if you wish to, but it's just a lovely stamp. I really like these stamps. I'm sorry if I've used a bit too much about them, but I really am quite impressed with these. On to our next one. So on this one we've got Percy our penguin. If you haven't met Percy before, we actually had a bit of a chat on my personal Facebook page about naming our penguin a couple of months ago, and he was well and truly named Percy. If you haven't got me yet on Facebook and you would like me, you're more than welcome to add me. You can friend request me anytime. There is actually in the description to the video on Facebook and YouTube, there is actually a link so you can click through and friend request me if you wish to. And every now and again you get to see different behind the scenes bits from my life really, and of course our showcases and all the things that go on in Craftmania that we don't get to share with you on the main Craftmania page. So if you do want a little bit more of a glimpse into that world, feel free to add me. On here then, back to the card. On this one we have our snowflake border, which again you can see I've cut down in half down the middle of it. This time I've stuck it going from the outside inwards. And it's worth mentioning what I've done this on is that same glitter card that you're going to get in your essentials pack, but this time I've taken a stays on ink pad and I've gone over the top of it because I just wanted to show you that you could vintage it up a bit more if you want to. I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea and it would have looked really pretty just left as silver, but if you want to, I quite like vintage effects. It's quite a nice and easy way to do it. Because of the texture of the glitter, the stays on won't just cover all of it, it will literally highlight areas as hard as you want to push down and just give you a bit more of a darker edge to it. I've also inked around my card as well to tie in that sort of grungy vintage look. In the middle here we of course have our holly frame. Now again you're getting to see it this time just left completely solid and just added in there. Our holly frame is only $7.99. Again, I can't get over how you're getting so many dies in that pack and how big this is for only $7.99. And then of course down here we have our large snowflake. The large snowflake is die number 7 and it's only £4.49, which again when you look at it in size comparison to our big holly frame, you can see it's quite a nice large size snowflake. The little ones around the edge of course are out of the snowflake border set, which was number 3 for only $4.49. So again, if you are going to go for one of them snowflakes, you might want to get both of them. Even if you're not going for one of the bundles, they're certainly good to have together and work together. Now with this one I also wanted to make a matching envelope. So this is an 8x8 card, so I've done an 8x8 envelope to go with it. And I wanted to show you the presents really, because I thought if you were going to put money in a card and turn your card more into the present as well as a card, what a nice way to add on and then sort of give the idea it's a present using the present die. It also went really well with Percy because Percy's holding a little present, so it sort of worked quite well in that sense as well for my card. This time I've just cut it out of white cardstock and I've just stressed over the top using a chipped sapphire ink pad. Now one of the nice bits with this die is where it actually engraves this sort of stitched effect. Your ink isn't going to get in there, so it's going to remain white, so you get a nice white line. You've also got some nice white etching actually on your holly bits as well, so it's quite a nice way to give 2 dimensions to that one die. Up in the top corner here as well we have our snowflake parts from our snowflake border set. That of course is die number 3 and is $4.49. Your presents I didn't remind you, but your presents is die number 4 and it's only £5.49. Now on to our next card. Now when I spoke to you earlier about our holly frame, I said to you how we could turn it into a card. So this is actually taking 3 of that die, cutting them out, and then on the back here, and you're going to get to see my secrets because this is where I write all the prices and notes so I remember what to tell you. But what you're going to do is you're going to take the third one. So you've got one on the bottom as a flat one. You've got one on the top as a flat one. The third one in the middle here, you can score it at sort of about 1 inch-ish, I suppose, and glue that bit flat to the first one at the bottom. And then fold it in half, so literally in half as it is as a whole die, and then glue that part, the top part, to the top one that you're going to keep as a whole. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, just yell at me and I'll try and explain it better. But basically we've got your 3 different parts here to actually turn that into an easel. So it's a really good way to use larger dies like this and actually turn them into your cards if you wish to. So of course if you do like this, you're going to need the holly frame. That's die number 5, $7.99. You've also got the foliage die on here, obviously poking out in a few areas. The foliage die is $7.49 and that's die number 6. And then of course we've used quite a few bits here from the scene using the trees and the fence bit. The scene is die number 9, $6.99. And then lastly we have the little bow on the top here and the little garland part running through the middle here, which is from our fireplace set, which is die number 10, $8.99. Then on to our next card. I'm nearly there, I promise. I seem like I've got lots today to show you, but there is just so many bits we could make with this set. It's hard not to keep you here forever. On this one, we have our really lovely bells stamp, which is stamp number 14, $5.99. And we've got some of the foliage again, which is die number 6, $7.49. And then, of course, I've added in that poinsettia I showed you earlier. And I've used some of the backing paper and cardstock that is in your essentials pack. Once again, my image has been stamped onto photo paper and painted and coloured in the same ways. I'm sure you're getting bored of me telling you about that yet, but I am really impressed with that. So it's a nice thing if you haven't done it before for you to have a go with. On to our next card. Now this one has a really lovely Happy Christmas on it this time. Again, don't forget you're going to get Happy and Merry Christmas for just $2.99, and that of course is die number 1. You've also got on here your foliage set. I told you I'd use that a lot today. Your foliage set is die number 6, $7.49. And again, I've cut it down just to turn it into corner elements. I've poked bits underneath for me and poinsettias. So you really can cut that one about quite a bit. And then also we have our Hanging Baubles die, which is the one, don't forget, that they're already out of stock of. So if you do want it from us, get it while we've got it. We do have a limited number of those. That is die number 8 and it's only £4.49. We also have the paper in the background, which I've just glittered, that you're going to get in your essentials pack. And then all of these bits, if you haven't seen this before, this is just cut out of black card, and then I've gone over the top using silver gilding wax just to highlight the texture, which is a really good way to show you how these embossed bits come out of them dies. They're just such lovely dies to work with. And then on to our next card. Now this was a really simple card. This was just me playing about when I was running out of time, but I just wanted to show you that die used in a couple of different ways. So we have die number 8, your hanging baubles, £4.49, and then again your text one, which is die number 1, £2.99 down here as well. You're also getting to see the borders from in your essentials pack. You've obviously got the ribbon and the silver card again, and it's getting to show you how easy that silver card will die cut once again. We haven't really mentioned that on the other samples, but it really is a dream to cut, and it's just such a lovely effect when you've got that. On to our next one. Again, this one's quite an easy one. This one is using die number 6, your foliage, just to make up this little bit round here. That's £7.49, of course. We've got your poinsettia peel off, which is in your essentials pack, and then in the middle here we've got stamp number 11, Christmas Eve, £5.99. And this time I just wanted to show you that you don't have to colour them. I know not everyone likes colouring and painting, so this time I've just done it and heat embossed it in silver, but of course it might be really nice if you just stamped it in a flat colour. Even black can look really nice for monochrome cards. So that's Christmas Eve, stamp number 11, £5.99. Similar idea, another really simple card. Again, we've got the foliage coming out from underneath the bow. The bow, again, is one of the ones that you're going to get in your essentials pack, your ribbon for that. And then our stamp this time is stamp number 12, which is our Christmas tree. Again, only £5.99, this time done in gold and heat embossed on white. And then you're also getting to see around the edge here them really lovely borders, which you're going to be getting in your essentials pack as well. Hopefully you might be able to see a bit more of just how shiny and elegant they look, and they'd be really nice for art deco cards as well. You don't have to use them just for Christmas. It's one of the nice bits about the essentials pack. You can use so many of them elements for more than just Christmas if you wish to. And then on to my very last card today. This one is got a whole different bit of elements on this one again. So let's start off with your dies. This one is die number 2, your holly edgeable, is only £3.49. We've got die number 6, your foliage, which you can see we've cut about again and we've added bits in here and there. That's £7.49. And then we have in here our swag stamp, which comes off of the fireplace set. As I said earlier, you really don't have to use all of them bits together. They can be really nice elements to just break up and using in different areas. So that's your foliage sort of swags and holly bit from that one, and your fireplace set is die number 10, £8.99. Then your stamp in the middle is Christmas Eve, and Christmas Eve is stamp number 11, and again of course £5.99. And that shows you all of my cards today, so I hope you've enjoyed having a little look through all of those, and hopefully I've given you a few ideas. All of those will be added to our Pinterest page, so if you do wish to pop on there and pin them, they will be there for you, so you can go back at any time and have a little look at those if you wish to. They'll also be shared throughout the week on our Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter, so if you do wish to have a quick reminder as we go through the week, they will all appear on there for you. Now, of course, we need to just chat to you about how you can order all of these goodies. So as I said to you earlier, we've given you the codes, so if you do wish to order them via Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you can do, or of course on YouTube, you can just give us those codes. You can also text us. There is a text number in the description to this video, and you can text us 24/7. You're also, of course, welcome to give us a call and talk to us in person. You can ring us anytime between 9 and 5 at one of our stores. The phone number for our lowest store is 01502 218 281. If you come through to us here, then of course we can discuss any questions and arrange ordering any of these items for you as well. You can, of course, order all of this online as well. We have our very own website that you can order it all on. If you spend over £35 and you're in the UK, you'll actually receive free P&P. If you spend less than £35, we just have a flat rate of £2.75 for any parcel, any size, any weight. So it's a good way to get a nice, fair P&P charge. If you're watching us from around the world, then you can of course still shop with us. We ship everything anywhere you want it to go. Just check out the frequently asked questions page on our website, and it will tell you how our international shipping works. But we do our very best to keep it as cheap as we possibly can do for you. And you're certainly not alone. Over 75% of our mail order does now go abroad. So if you do wish to join in with our international shipping, please don't hesitate. It really is a good service, and it'll get you these lovely goods delivered to your door. So let's have a quick run through all of the products that we've had today, just in case you need a bit of a refresher, and then I promise you I'll leave you in peace. So if you do wish to buy the dies individually, your first one is die number 1, Christmas Text, £2.99. Die number 2 is your Holly Edgeable, only £3.49. Die number 3 is your Snowflake border set, £4.49. Die number 4 is your presents, that is £5.49. Die number 5 is holly frame, £7.99. Die number 6 is foliage, only £7.49. Die number 7 is your large snowflake, £4.49p. Die number 8 is your hanging baubles, £4.49. Die number 9 is your scene, which is only £6.99. And then our last die is die number 10, which is your fireplace scene, and it's only £8.99. If you do wish to buy all of the dies and just the dies, then you can buy that in your mega bundle dies, which is worth £56.60p, and yours for just £50. We then, of course, have your stamps for you this week. You've got stamp number 11, Christmas Eve. Stamp number 12, Christmas Tree. Stamp number 13, Christmas Rudolph. And stamp number 14, Christmas Bells. And they are all £5.99 each. If you wish to buy your mega bundle for those, you'll get all 4 of your stamps, which are worth £32.97p for just £20. If you'd like to buy all of the stamps and all of the dies, then you can do that using Mega Bundle All as your code. This one is worth £80.87p and it's yours for just £66.99. Your Essentials pack, we can't stress enough, these go very, very quickly, so please get in while we've got them. This one's worth £21.88p and it's yours for just £14. Then over here we have our Ultimate Bundle. This one gives you the Essentials pack, all 10 dies and all 4 stamps. Should be £102.49p and it's yours for just £80.99. Again, don't forget, anytime you spend over £35, you're going to qualify for free P&P in the UK, so you're going to get these delivered to your door free of charge if you do go over that limit. Of course, if you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to share it, because the more times you share it, the more people who watch it, means the more bargains and brilliant products we can bring to you and the more videos we can do for you. Equally, if you could give us a thumbs up, that would be appreciated if you have enjoyed today's video. And if you are watching us through YouTube or you do have a YouTube account, we would love it if you would subscribe to us as well. We are always chasing subscriber goals. We've recently just hit our 1,000 landmark and we're really delighted, but we've certainly got our goals on higher afield targets. So if you haven't yet subscribed to us on YouTube, then please do. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said to you earlier, if you have any questions about any of the products I've shown you or any of the samples I've shown you, please don't hesitate to either get in contact with me personally through my Facebook page or, of course, on one of the other platforms we've mentioned throughout today's video. I'm always here to answer your questions if I can do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next week when we, of course, draw your raffle. Don't forget about your raffle tickets. Every item you buy, you're going to get a free raffle ticket. And one of you may well win £50 worth of gift vouchers next week. So hopefully I'll see you on that video to announce that it's you that's been lucky enough to win. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.